Alright guys, back to Dark Souls 2 to finish up my little adventuring here in the keep before we actually go do some boss fighting. There's a few areas I want to clear out, and a few times I need to die, you know, to get some dying under my belt, because I don't feel like I played Dark Souls unless I've died a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, alright, having gotten our flaming sword, okay, and having gotten the key for the mansion, which I still haven't gone back to Majula yet, to go look through there, and I want to get a few more souls under my belt, and then I'm going to go level up a couple times, get a few points of dexterity so I can start using a sword that I actually feel like playing with. Right now I'm using this piece of crap, just seeing how long I can get away with it. I guess if you play well enough, any weapon's a good weapon, you know, but still it'd be nice to have something that would actually put out a little damage and has a moveset that I'm a lot more comfortable with. I find the Titanite Sword to be ideal in every way. I don't see any downsides to that weapon. I love that sword. Whether you use it by itself or dual wielding, either way. Now this platform up here to my left is where I will be fighting the Pursuer. And if I fail, if I die, he won't show up back here, he'll show up in another part of this keep later on, and then just past him will be a travel point where you can go to a whole nother section of the game, a whole new area. Another keep of sorts, kind of a fort. But right now I want to come back down here and grab this Titanite shard. Now, in hindsight, this was absolutely not worth it and a complete waste of time. But, nonetheless, I wanted to go get it because it's mine, it's there, and it's free, and it's mine. I have to say the controls in this are much closer to Demon Souls than they are Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls was a lot faster, more responsive. There's a technique which is used widely in PvP, which was basically the rollback stab, which is as you were rolling, you could, in a sense, click to lock on and do an immediate turn and get a backstab off. Once you got the timing down, it's pretty effective. Kind of hard to dodge, because a lot of times, even in dodging, you would still get cut in the animation of that move. And in this one, they have, it's a little more sluggish, and that's the only way I can really describe it, where it seems like once you roll, it takes a moment to gather yourself again and do a turnaround, and it's just slower. I guess a little more intuitive, a little more natural feeling, but it's not the speedy response that we used to get in Dark Souls. Demon Souls had a little, I don't know, slower, I guess, more natural combat. It's kind of what this reminds me of. Honestly, I think they tried to mix a little of both in this game, at least as far as the combat goes. As far as the story goes and the gameplay and the feel of the game, personally, I think they kind of missed both of the first two games with this one. They kind of got away from what made Dark Souls and Demon Souls really, really unique. This became more of an action game, I guess, in this one. Which there's no real lore or storyline to really feel, so you didn't have to have really a grasp for RPGs to get into this. You just, you know, learn to build and run around and fight stuff. You know, one long hallway, many enemies in that hallway, get to the boss. Another long hallway, many enemies in that hallway, maybe find two bosses at the same time, or three. And that seems to be pretty much the cut and paste pattern to the areas in this one. I don't know that it's bad, it's just not quite as immersive. My opinion. A lot of people obviously don't share that. It's you know, it's really popular. In fact, I would say this has probably got a wider audience than maybe the first two Souls games. Okay, still a few things I want to buy. Like I said, I want to get some souls under my belt. To get human again, especially considering I'm going to die a few more times here because I suck. But to get human again, I'm going to help some people fight the boss or do whatever they want to do in this area. I never bitch about when I get summoned what we're doing, because whatever it is, it's all good. First of all, even if I play horribly and I fail miserably, I still win. All right, I get something. I'll get souls for being there, just for kills, and get to help out a little bit and make a little progress towards becoming human again. All right, and on top of that, if you do beat the boss or whatever, it's a great bonus to souls, and not to mention a few items you may pick up, because the enemies will drop the life stones for you while you're in someone else's world. And assuming you don't use them all up, you can come away with a few of those, and you know, it's all good. So if a person just wants to run around and explore, if I see that they're not real familiar with the area, I'll try to show them, you know, secret doors and pass along some hints and help them get through stuff to go find all their loot and things like that. And you know, I'm getting something for doing all of it, so I'm good with every bit of it. Now these guys, I caught the first guy in the trap, like I always do here, right? They came out, and I'm kind of used to their little sprint lunge. Kind of forgot about just what a range those two-handed swords they have. But that was like really quick, and so yeah, I know. Okay, that one was semi-excusable. That's I attribute that one to rust. The next death, though, it's just me being stupid. But that's fine. As long as I can go back and get my souls, then I'll just get more souls. I'll just chalk all this up as tutorial and getting used to the controls again. It's a great area for that. They didn't make it too hard, but they threw a few different kinds of challenges your way. Ambushes and mobs and, you know, different kind of stuff. Two completely different bosses. Pursuer's kind of a smaller, speedier guy, and then, of course, the last giant, he's very slow and lumbersome, but does a crap ton of damage. Although I heard they nerfed the last giant, which I really can't believe that. I've never seen that as being a boss anyone would really struggle with. But apparently that's what they did. I don't know. We'll find out here in a minute. I'm ready for these punks this time. At least I think I am. Wow. Okay. Field goal. Right between them with that one. Well, my lock is just horrible with these things. I'd probably be better off, just a note to self, not even bothering with locking on here, but just throwing them in that general direction. I'd probably have done a whole lot better. That ballista in there, tell you what, I'm fixing to use that to my advantage. You know, I still haven't burned my Sublime Bone Dust back at the Majula bonfire either. I keep forgetting to do that. I need to go back to the bonfire and take care of some stuff when I'm done here. A lot of that will be taken care of just simply by helping a few people and mass together some souls. Hopefully, if you're lucky, you get summoned a few times and you get to fight the Pursuer a couple times and win. And then I forget what your share of beating the Pursuer is, but it seems like it's at least 5,000 or more. And I'm all for that. Okay, so draw Mr. Turtle in here. Got a surprise for him. Like that. Like that. Damn it. I think I can finish them off anyway. It's a lot of fun killing them with their own stuff. Alright, blue wooden shield I don't see as being much better than the shield I have now. There's a large leather shield which we'll be getting here after a while. And that one is actually pretty good. It blocks a decent amount of damage. There's a few pieces of loot over here by these guys chunking the fire bombs at you. Boy, I can't tell you how long I struggled with this jump right here. I actually got really lucky here. Usually I have to try this several times. Miss, fall all the way down, climb all the way back up, miss again, over and over and over. Instead of aiming for the center of the ramp, aim for that left corner of it. A little easier. Now this is just epic fail right here. Horribly failed plunge attack. And then I get parried. Just talk about embarrassing. This dude, it looks like a boulder side sword that he's got there, basically. It acted like one, too. Yeah, I know, guys. I know, you don't even have to tell me. Yeah, anyway. That wasn't free, I know that. They're gonna pay for that. I'm gonna go out with a little bit of an attitude now. Or not. Those guys with the shield hold their guard remarkably well. Yeah, what are you gonna do without your girlfriend now, punk? Guard break. Having more throwing knives right now. I like to keep quite a few of those, actually. Throwing knives are actually pretty handy. Let's go through all this again. There's some stuff downstairs in that room that I really need. Actually, one of my favorite rings. Well, at least the early version. I almost died right there. Lost all my stuff again. I don't recall leaving a whole lot of souls upstairs. This guy's just a little over-aggressive, you know? I mean, he's just inspired. Like, he knows I'm going back to get my souls. And you'll find that, you know, I've been playing Souls games long enough. The game knows when you're trying to go back and get your stuff. It can tell, and it does everything in its power to keep you from doing that sometimes. I'm convinced. They didn't want to see me come back. I'm kind of mad right now. Well, come to think of it, I did just pick up that crossbow. And I never used these damn things. Maybe I should. That's right, you have to physically equip bolts for it too. Forgot about that. Like that? Like that? Well, as long as you got the strength requirements for it, might as well. Yeah, that's my stuff. Mine. Get off me. Okay, so we got that stuff up there, and then we have this. Mailbreaker. I've never really been a fan of that sword. I'm not a pokey sword type of guy. That's just not my thing. Dark Souls 1, I think Moonlight Greatsword is my favorite sword just because it looks so damn cool. I mean, I love the way the sword looked, acted. I love the moveset. It was just ideal. Even besides, you know, the ray of moonlight that it shoots out, the magic. Besides all that, it just looked cool and it had a great moveset and did really good damage once your magic was way up there. So I'd invest in magic rather than strength. It had a relatively low strength requirement for a greatsword. I think it was only like 16 and 10, something like that, which is almost identical stats for the bastard sword or the claymore, if I remember right. So you basically just transition from one to the other. And they had really similar movesets too, so it wasn't like a big learning curve once you drop one sword and picked up the other one. And I'm trying to remember what my favorite weapon was in Demon Souls. Anyway, using that Stone of Pharos there, unlock this, get in here, and one of these is a really, really cool crafting item. The Titanite Slab, that's to get the last tier of your weapon when you upgrade it, which I will do for my Heide Sword as soon as I can. And the Cloranthy ring, which is just an absolute staple in this game. The thing that makes the stamina regenerate faster is a good thing to me. Stamina is more of an issue in this than it was in the last game, in my opinion. Okay, now to get this, we have to knock on the door. Knock, knock! Who's there? Just me. Me who? I have no punchline for that. Oh, whatever. God, I think there's 3 of these guys in here total. Well, obviously at least 2. I think there's 3. Right, there we go. I can't tell you how many times I've been duped into that last overhead swing from the halberd guy. Okay, so we're slowly working back up there in Souls. I think if I have a good 15-20 grand at least, I can buy any last things. I kind of like to buy all of those human effigies from the merchant here, which is, I think they're 1,500 apiece, so that makes 7,500 souls there. And that's one good trip, helping somebody. And then I'd like to go back and level up. Ideally, I went back and looked at the Heide Sword, and it's not 13 and 11 like I thought. It said 11 and 10. So that means I need a minimum of 16 strength and 15 dexterity to dual wield to a power stance with that thing. So, I don't know where I was getting the 2016 numbers from, unless 16 dex was a particular key number for a bow that I like to use maybe. And then the 20, I think the 20 was the minimum requirements for Havel's gear. And I really like Havel's gauntlets. I just love the way they look. In Dark Souls 1 too. Those Havel's gauntlets, the warrior waistcloth, and the, whatever, top. Either the dingy robe, or a lot of times, see, I would let Trek live and get him later. So instead of the dingy robe, I'm trying to remember what the other one I would use was. This one that had pretty good stats, similar to the Necromancer's, the Pyromancer gear. But it was, I don't remember what the name of it was. Anyway. May go and do some Dark Souls 1. That itch is growing stronger to go back and play that. So, may get in there, and then I'll, this shouldn't take long to kind of remember what gear I favored. I had a pretty set build, more or less, once I decided what weapon I was going to use. Go do a Moonlight Greatsword run and just build my character the way I love to build it. I min-leveled in that one, too. I don't mean min-leveled, like stay at level 1, not that type of min-level, but I stayed, where, my level was low enough to where if I got invaded, odds are there wouldn't be too many invaders that really mess with me too much. And high enough level where I had good survivability as far as PvE goes. Decent amount of health and so on and so forth. And with Havel's gauntlets and the warrior waistcloth, had just enough poise to withstand a at least one standard attack from a greatsword. Now here's one of the secrets in this keep. This isn't one of the doors you break with your sword to reveal them. You actually just press on the Xbox, it would be the A button, I believe, the bottom button. And then on PlayStation, it's the X button. But yeah, you just walk up to that wall and you activate it, so to speak, and there it is. It's a basic sorcerer gear, but it's one secret door. There's a lot of these in another area, in the other keep, where you go to fight the Lost Sinner and those robotic guardians, whatever they're called. There's a whole bunch of doors in that boss room. I want to say like 4 or 5, just in that one room alone, something like that. I hate the range on this broadsword piece of crap. I'm like so gonna reward myself with playing with a different sword. Man, what a piece of just garbage. For those of you who love the sword, sorry, but I think it's just shit. Trash. Anyway, so you get in there, and this is just basically a back way around. I think it's easier to fight through this horde of enemies by yourself coming from this direction, right? And you go down there, you trigger the gate, then you just have to backtrack. Right? Come up and come down and talk to him. And this is where we get our full-size white soapstone, so we can get summoned as a white phantom to help people. So now we have both. If you're in need of smooth, silky stones because you want to go trade with the crows, then get summoned as a gray phantom quite a few times, and it goes pretty quick because you don't stay long. A lot of times when people summon you, it's as soon as they summon you, they make a beeline for the boss. That's what they've called you in for. And other people will summon you just to help you out. They'll wander around and let you basically pay your dues, you know, do your time, and then you're done. I've had people do that too. And that's really cool, actually. I've had the Gray Phantoms quit on me when we didn't make a beeline for the boss. They left the world, and I'm like, dude, you would have got paid the same. Maybe not quite as many souls, depending, right? But you would have got paid the same when you were done. It was still counted as... I didn't understand that. One thing, though, I do not believe being summoned as a Gray Phantom helps restore your humanity, though. I don't think it does. I may be wrong about that, but... Oh, these guys just click on you, man. Annoying. They both have shields. Didn't mean to aggro them both. Anyway. Oh well. Yeah, die. Getting sick of that crap. There's two ambushes over here. Remember, there's one that's playing dead. I didn't leave a note here, but this is another good place to leave a note for unwary travelers. Letting them know that there is a guy playing dead there. Okay, now I'm not even going to bother fighting this guy right here. I'm just going to draw him, and then I'm going to run back down, because the second guy should drop from above. There's a hole in that wall directly above this little ramp thing. There he is. You don't want him catching you from behind on that thing. It's not guaranteed death, but it's pretty likely. If you roll to dodge or anything like that, you're liable to roll right off into the ocean if they don't kill you themselves. Die, dude. Really? Annoying. Good thing is, once you're done here, you're done here. These guys. Unless you go for the Drangleic armor set, which is essentially, if I could get through that hole right there above me, it's in a kind of a broken area in the roof. I'll try to remember to grab it later. Okay, here there's a turtle, and sometimes, depending on the moveset of your sword, this guy can be hard to hit. He can be sitting there right there at your feet, and you can't get a swing on him. Apparently the broadsword, if there is any redeeming quality to it whatsoever, it's the ability to kill this stupid turtle. Okay, now this shield down here is actually a really good one. It's ugly, it's kind of boring looking, but it's a decent shield to have. It's really light, and it blocks, I think, 95% physical damage. Doesn't have really many other useful features, but we're not worried so much about fire and magic right here. We're looking for a decent shield to block with. I like it. We don't need a key for this door. We can open this up. Now we got that shortcut to the boss, which is in that little escalator right there to the right, and we can come back to him anytime we want. First, I want to go fight the Pursuer. But before that, I need to go make a trip to Majula. So we will try to do that in the next one. All right? Y'all take care. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. I put links to more Dark Souls in the top box, and for complete listings of all my videos, click on the bottom box. And to subscribe and join the Ninja Flip, smash on that button up top. You can also follow on Facebook and Twitter to get notified when new videos are up. The links are below in the artwork and in the About section. Y'all take care.